Welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to be doing 3.1.7. It's a quiz. Let me go ahead and boot it up. If you've been watching these videos in series, you can probably tell that I've just been going, which is good. I'm in my flow. Okay. Why are internet protocols like TCP/IP important? And it's because they allow different networks to communicate with each other. Um, it's no different than kind of saying like I speak English and Lao, and you speak Spanish and French, and English. Even though we speak several different languages, we need to agree upon one language to speak to each other in, and that is how protocols work. Why is the internet described as a decentralized system? It is because no single person or group controls the entire internet. That is why you can't stop things like piracy. You can try to minimize it, but it will always happen. And the reason for that is all computers are connected in some way, shape, or form. There are wires that go under sea or on the seafloor, um, over the air, or not wires, but there's satellites that contribute to the connections between continents. And really, what we pay for when we pay for internet service is DNS servers, which translate, let's say, Facebook.com. They translate that to an IP address. And not only that are you paying for, you're paying for the infrastructure that they have invested in. I do think, though, I will say, I think the infrastructure has already paid for itself. Number three, what is the main difference between the internet and the World Wide Web? The answer here is B. The internet is a huge network of computers, while the World Wide Web is a collection of interconnected files that use the internet to share content. All it's saying is that all computers are connected ultimately in some way, shape, or form. In the same way that all roads lead to Rome, or in the U.S., I could say I could find my way to California taking any interstate that goes west, right? I could go all the way up to Michigan and find my way to California. Even by accident, if I drive long enough. But um, it's kind of differentiating the internet as the physical versus the World Wide Web as the virtual content. It's really semantics, though, I will say. Number four, what is client server architecture? A system where web servers store website data and share it with client devices. I want y'all to keep in mind that servers are just computers. Clients are just computers. The only difference between the two is that servers, in the specific interactions, they are designed, or not even designed, programmed to serve a service, whether that's saving files, storing files, sending files, um, sending information, routing information. That's all they do. So when you go to Facebook.com, your computer, the client, requests a web page. And then the server, Facebook's servers, they will take the web page, which is really just a file, and send it to your computer. So then it has fulfilled a service, making it a server. I'm going to check my answer. A lot of people think servers have to be this super crazy, like industrial, giant, mega expensive thing. But truth is, you can set up a server at home. You can just take any old laptop and set it up as a server following a YouTube guide. You can have it store, videos for you. You can have it set up as a VPN to your home. And the reason why it is considered a server is because it fulfills a service. Okay. What is a web browser? It is a program that allows you to view and use websites. I will go over this a little bit more later, but ultimately you are just getting code when you go to a website, and your web browser is what takes that code and displays it as like properly, just like as we see here. Number 6, what is the term for the address used to access websites on the internet? And that is the URL. Let me go ahead and check my answer. I can't remember what URL stands for. It stands for Uniform Resource Locator, and is the address used to access websites on the internet. It's this when you are on a website and you click on the URL bar, the URL is in there, and you typically, my case is I copy that and I paste it somewhere else. Question 7, which of the following actions can be performed using the address bar? And it says this select 2, view browsing history, open, using a URL to navigate to a website, open browser settings, view browsing history. I would say search the web. Since it's select 2, all of these are kind of technically correct. I have to choose the best 2. And yes, so if I open this up, I can go to youtube.com and it shows some of my search history. How do you know feathers are ready for printing? I have pet birds, if you don't know. These are the 2 most common things you should be using your URL address bar for. There are different things. There are different ways to do these. Technically, you can change some or view your browser settings or view your browser history through your search bar, but there are much better ways to do these 3. Really, there's only one way to do these 2, if that makes sense. What does the padlock icon in the address bar of your browser signify? The website is safe and uses HTTPS. The website is unsafe. So the answer is A. And what that means is your traffic to that website is encrypted, meaning other people cannot just pull it out of the network raw and be able to read it. They would have to unencrypt it, which would take millennia, if they're lucky. Which means the connection between your browser. This does not necessarily mean that the website itself is legit. It just means the connection to it is very safe. No one else can act. So really that information is only going to go from you to that website. You can always verify a website by, say you're about to buy something on Amazon.com. I can go to Amazon.com and see that the official website looks like this, right? And if you're shopping, hopefully the website looks something like this. It is going to be a little bit different. I think when you buy stuff, it goes to a slightly different website. But if you go from the original website, you should be fine. Number 9, what should you do if you see a warning about an expired certificate on a website? You should check the certificate details and proceed with caution if necessary. If you are working and your boss, and like your boss has sent you a website link that you have to go through to do your work, and like this was actually your boss, you don't want to just immediately close the browser, or refreshing the page repeatedly does nothing, and you don't want to just ignore it and proceed. You want to just kind of like, proceed cautiously. What is a certificate authority? And it is a company that issues security certificates to websites. All these security certificates do is basically saying that this is the website that it is showing that it is. There's third-party authorities that can verify this, right? Now there are small ways around this, and I don't want to get into it too much, but it basically just stops somebody from taking, I don't know, Facebook.com, but instead of in a C, it's a D, fadebook.com, and pretending that they are Facebook. That's all it does. And you still want to check the certificate authority. You can look up to see if that authority is legit or if it's like, a little bit suspicious. Okay, in attempt 4. Okay, and I believe I got a 100. Yes. Perfect. Thank you guys. I will see y'all in the next video.